don't know about you all, but that food looked good on that table. Yes, yes. Welcome to the Peak Wellness Hour. You are here with us today talking about holiday eating, nutrition versus emotional feeding. So we're so excited to have this conversation as always. And I know I say that every time, but we're always excited to come to you. Queen looks lovely, doesn't she? Just graduated, just graduated from school. So happy to talk about that too. So you all stay tuned, grab a pen and paper. You know, we want you all to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you've not, and please share. We're going to give you some tips on staying healthy this holiday season. So stick with us and we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. I have to say another note, that turkey didn't look too hot. Looked like they were diving into some gluttony there toward the end with that turkey. So again, you are tuning into the Peak Wellness Hour. Grateful to have you all here. If you're in the digital building, please say hello in the comment section and we're going to get this conversation started. But before I do again, everyone in the comment section, give a special shout out to Queen Edith, who just graduated with her counselor's license. So we're so excited to see what she has coming up with all the other ventures that she has. You know, she's added something else to her plate, you all. We've got a CEO and founder of Peak Home Care Associates. We've got a pastor with CME Ministries. Now we've got a counselor with addiction and marriage and family and all things mental health. So she's just doing the darn thing. And we are so proud of her. So grateful for all her gifts. So congratulations, Queen.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yes,
Queen.
yes.
It's amazing that the 4-year journey, I can see something lifted off me. And there's a whole lot more to lift, but at least I can see something lifted off me in this moment. It's been 4 years. Believe it or not, it took me 4 years to finish doing almost full time for 4 years. So my school integrates theology with counseling because it's a seminary. So adding those definitely did not make it any shorter. But I'm excited and there's so much
Yes.
ahead. So I'm taking the time to seek clarity for what's next. But the main thing is to pursue my license, do everything it takes to pursue my license by March. So keep me in your prayers. It's not over yet, it's just about to begin. Thank you.
Absolutely. And you know what? I'll say this really quickly. You said 4 years. You all, like I said, she's got her own business. She's got things under her belt. You would have never known that she has all these things going on because she's very humble, and she walks, with purpose. And so if you don't know, you don't know. But I didn't know she was in school for half that time, and she just takes it with so much grace and mercy. She's so just cool, calm, and collected. So we love that about her. So grateful to be here with you as part of the Peak Wellness Hour. And with that said, I will let you just go ahead and bring us on in and we can get this conversation going.
Good morning, friends and family. In just a short time, look, the holidays are back upon us. Queen, we need to find time to celebrate. You and I, because how many years have we done this? This must be our third
Are we going
Christmas.
the third? Yeah.
This must be our third Christmas, and we need to find a way to raise peak wellness to where peak wellness are to where it should be, and celebrate 3 years, and maybe lift it to the next level. Okay, but surely the holidays have a way of pulling food into the center of everything. Where I was doing my internship, we had the holiday dinner. Oh boy, the food was so good. I was at my silliest, and I tell you, I ate. I'm not gonna lie, I ate so much because there's something about the holidays and having family together, having friends
Mhm.
together, celebrating the comforts, and what happens is that the food becomes the center of everything. Okay, especially when there's
Mhm.
good food, there's family, there are loved ones, there are colleagues, people we love and care about, people we've lived the year with, all through the year. They've been always around us. Okay, so it pulls food into the center of everything: celebration, comfort, even grief. Okay, stress, memory. And so today we are not talking about dieting or restriction. Okay, we are talking about awareness.
Mm.
Queen Mother Randa, good morning. It's good to
Grand
see you.
Rising Queen Mother.
Yeah, we are talking about awareness. And one of the questions we have to ask ourselves, because this is one of the reasons we rush to the gym in January, right? Because we stuff ourselves, okay? The question is, am I eating to nourish my body, or am I eating to manage an emotion I have not yet named? Okay. Am I eating to manage an emotion that I haven't given a name to yet? All right. Okay. Food is a good thing. Food is good. It's neutral. It isn't, the concern isn't what we eat during the holidays. It is, why are we eating so much? So much. And I can say, okay, so yesterday was my last internship day. It was my graduation. So the team I worked with, did a little celebration for me. And my clinical director, God bless her so much, she took the time to bake cookies. Okay, she baked about 5 different kinds of cookies and brought it to add to the celebration with everything, and it was beautiful. They did something similar to, actually it was, it's what we do, because it's an addiction treatment center. We do coin ceremonies, so it was a coin ceremony where they pick a coin for me. Life is a journey, not a destination. They picked a coin for me, everybody shared, and it was so emotional and beautiful. But
Oh.
how we dug into those cookies. So the point is, we had the lunch, okay, the dinner, of course, at steak. The steak was the best steak I've ever had. And from what I'm hearing, that piece of steak was about $60. Okay,
Where
you
was
see
it
how I'm
from?
talking about
Do you know where
um
it's from?
Harry and Easy's. We went to Harry and Easy's.
Okay.
Okay. So we went straight from work. So nobody went home. Most people didn't go home. Let me put it that way. Many people didn't go home and get dressed. We went straight from work because the time was 6 p.m. We had worked almost to 5:30, 5:40. We didn't have the chance to go get dressed, which I was looking forward to, but it didn't happen. But the food was good. The dessert, the cheese. I should send you the picture of me digging my finger in the cheese, the cheesecake, and food, people, laughter, joy. You're not thinking. The point is that we are not thinking. We're just having a good time, and we're putting everything in our mouth. So, are we aware of what we're putting in our mouth? Are we eating emotionally with an emotion? Yep, yep, with an emotion that we
Hmm.
don't even have a name to. Was I eating because I was celebrating graduation, having dinner with my colleagues, or there was more to it? That's a question I want you to ask yourself, whilst I ask myself that same question. Queen.
I love to eat. So
You
um
don't look it though.
I because I stay busy, and I'll say if I tell you all the time, if I stopped what I was doing, it picks up. It picks up. So what, like you said, being in the gym, even like you're doing the walks, being consistent with is so important. I think a lot of us do like to eat for fun, and it catches up, and it's hard to get that weight off of us when, because we're complacent anyways, and that's the thing I think with January as far as goals and exercise. We've not done it all year, and so now we overeat. And it's like, okay, well, I'll just finish overeating for the rest of the year and then January I'll hit it. Well, you've been lazy all year. So the likelihood of you changing those habits because of a few pounds and poor eating habits, it's not always likely, I think. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, well, maybe you haven't been lazy, but it has not been a priority.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe you've been working so much you haven't made time. We
Mm-hmm.
all know Brie, who was here last week to talk about addictions. She draws me to the gym. We work out together. The day she works or we work together, we
Mm-hmm.
end up at the gym. Okay, and people are saying, Edith, you seem to have lost a little weight. That young lady pushes me. She pushes me a lot, but I appreciate her so much for making me go. She's making me do workouts that I normally wouldn't do. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the team thing. Having
Mm-hmm.
someone to do it to do it with makes a
Mm-hmm.
lot of difference. Shout out to Brianni wherever you are.
Yes.
Yeah, we had a great time with you. We look forward to more collaborations. Okay.
Absolutely.
But so it's not what we eat during the holidays. It's why are we eating it? Emotional eating is not a failure of discipline. It's often a sign of unmet emotional needs.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not doing emotions today. We are talking about food, okay? But I just want to say this. Sometimes it's loneliness. Sometimes you're just so tired. Sometimes there's anxiety. Sometimes there's grief. Sometimes there's just boredom. Okay, so for me right now, okay, I'm not doing internship anymore. I do have peak home care to keep me busy. There are a few things I'm working on for my next. I've been given a part-time opportunity where I did my internship, for which I'm so grateful because I know they are full, they are packed, but they're still making room for me. It's
Mm-hmm.
an open door and I'm grateful. And it makes me feel like something I did was good. I did something good there. Okay. But the point is this: if I don't keep busy, and I've come to learn that one of my biggest coping strategies is keeping busy. When I'm home and I don't have much going on, the refrigerator becomes my best friend. The
Mm-hmm.
kitchen becomes my go to place. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so why would I be doing that? During the holidays, these emotions intensify. You probably may have lost a loved one. You probably may have lost a marriage. You probably have become an empty nester during the year. You probably have retired. I mean, a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't know what's going on. Or
Mm-hmm.
something. It could be anything. But how are we coping? Are we eating all this food because this is exciting, this is fun, and we're using it to fill the void, using the company, using everything, the atmosphere, the environment, the joy, everything to fill a void
Mm-hmm.
that food cannot fill. So these are the areas we want to touch on. Okay, Queen.
Um, yeah. So, do you think that this is something that occurs throughout the year, anyways? If as far as comfort eating and emotional eating, um, we could say it goes on throughout the year. I
It
think
goes
it is.
on throughout the year,
Mhm.
but the holidays heighten it.
I agree. And I think part of it is, and here we go. I'm about to put it up here. Social pressure plays a big role. People are more likely to eat more when others are eating and encourage indulgence. Think about, all the Christmas movies. I've been into these Christmas movies here lately, the little Hallmark movies. And they've been really interesting. I've been watching a lot of good Black Christmas movies, and they're just positive and joyous, and I've had fun with them. But it centers around a lot of food, and you see something on TV, and it's like, oh, that looks good. Let me go grab something to eat, and it's just in your face like that. Oh, the cookies look good, the pies look good, and I think it's kind of a trigger sometimes for us if we're not careful with the holidays. I know I do it year round with the cooking shows. I like watching cooking shows, y'all. And me and my king will sit here. It's horrible. We'll sit here and we'll watch these shows and they're cooking. And before you know it, we're in the store trying to mimic whatever they've cooked. And in the process, I'm hungry. So I'm grabbing the chips and the cookies and the snacks and all this stuff because I want to get home and make this food. But in the meantime, I'm going to snack on this junk food, So just little habits like that are worth paying attention to. We skip past the fruit, but we'll go to the chips. So just being mindful of that, even when you're going to the grocery store, preparing for anybody that's cooking for the holidays, preparing your meals, being mindful ahead of time what you're serving is going to be important. Having a balance is going to be important. I know we talked about Thanksgiving, and I do have to correct something really quickly because I told you I was not going to be in the kitchen with my king on Thanksgiving, and I was, and I had a great time. We had a great time. So I wanted to acknowledge that I enjoyed my time with my king in the kitchen. But yeah, I think if we're making plans, part of my thing with Thanksgiving is we have the turkey, we have the ham, and it's the same with Christmas, the mashed potatoes, the stuffing, the macaroni, and all these starches, all these calories. You might have a green bean or collard greens, to compensate. That's your vegetable. Corn, I don't even want to talk about corn, but those are your vegetables. There's not a lot of fruit, and a lot of traditional American holiday festivities for the winter. You don't see a lot of that. It's a lot of junk. I won't call it junk, but starch on top of starch on top of starch. And it's just there has to be a balance. I think it's really important for us to do plate portioning, where I'll tell you how I am. To be honest, I make room for everything. I want everything on that plate, even if it's little bit by little. I want everything on that plate, and the whole plate just screams yummy, yummy gluttony. But I can't wait, and I'll sit the plate down. I get full. I'm fatigued because I overate. Sit the plate down, pick it back up. And so those kind of habits we have to pay attention to. And again, it's not just the holidays; it's all the time, but especially with the holidays. Especially with the holidays. I think it said people gain, what did it say? The average adult gains 1 to 2 pounds over the holiday.
1 pound. That's
Yeah, much
one.
of which tends to stick rather than drop off afterwards. And it's funny because it doesn't sound like a lot. You have people of all different sizes, and somebody will say, "Well, I've lost 5 pounds. I've lost 10 pounds." Sometimes can't tell because you're not attentive like that. If I told somebody I lost 5 pounds, you might not notice. If I gained 5 pounds, I might not notice. I would, but but I wouldn't though. I wouldn't until a few pounds later. So we have to be mindful of that. A pound doesn't sound like a lot. Gain a pound or two for the holidays. That's a pound or two in a couple weeks between what Thanksgiving and Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's. It's a few weeks in between. And if we're just complacent with not managing that, then it just kind of escalates from there. So, yeah, we both up. Queen.
Talking about the holidays and food, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Food is also culture.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, food is also very cultural, like you're saying. Thanksgiving, you have the turkey, the stuffings. Christmas, we have the Christmas cookies. We have the cakes. Where I grew up, we have the cakes. That's where jollof rice is a delicacy.
Oh.
It's a big thing. And our when I was growing up, chicken was freshly slaughtered, not
Mm-hmm.
refrigerated. Queen, you should eat that. The difference in taste.
Mm-hmm.
Freshly slaughtered chicken, straight from the slaughterhouse to the cooking pot. Make some fresh soup with it. Okay, so food is very cultural. I remember
Mm-hmm.
that yesterday was my mother's birthday. Happy birthday to
Happy
her in eternity.
birthday.
So yesterday was huge for me. It was my mother's birthday. Internship was ending and school was ending. So yeah, let me just I think of my mother. But my parents entertained a lot. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And we have dishes we cooked. Okay. My mother will go to the beach. She goes to the beach to buy fish directly from the fishermen. So when I think about entertaining, everything is fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we reared animals. We had goats, we had sheep, we had turkey, we had chickens, all over our house. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so everything was fresh. So food is culture. We had
Mm-hmm.
family coming from over here. You say out of state, but out of town, coming from out of town, spending time with us. Food is always the center of culture. When they are
Mm-hmm.
coming, they know certain foods will have to be there. We have to cook it. And so food is good.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody is look I idiots can never talk bad about food. Like Queen said, we need to be mindful
Mm-hmm.
and eat with sense. I am one to never encourage depravity. Okay, depriving yourself. Because I remember depriving myself and exercising, living in the gym in about 10, no, not more than about 15, 16 years, and I lost over 100 pounds. But I lived on Wendy's grilled chicken salad. I think Caesar salad, grilled chicken salad, something like that. And chocolate frosty. Those were the two things I ate. Only putting away my rice, my fufu, my plantain, my banku, I deprived myself. So when I got to a place of complacency and I
Mm-hmm.
started eating these things back, I can't tell you how good they tasted. Well, I didn't learn how to lose weight and how to stay healthy. I just lost weight through depriving myself. So when I started eating back, I ate too much and gained all the weight back. My point is, don't deprive yourself. If you're craving something for the holiday, eat, but eat with sense. And so
Mm-hmm.
there are questions we need to ask ourselves. How can you tell the difference between physical hunger and emotional hunger? Am I really physically hungry or am I emotionally hungry? Okay, Queen.
What do we want to tell us the difference?
Well, physical hunger is gradual. It's a gradual process. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It builds gradually. It's not because you are anxious. Okay. Emotional hunger feels urgent.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like you need this food now. I want this now. It's always specific and tied to mood. Emotional hunger is tied to mood. When I'm home, yesterday I came home early from work. You know what? The first place after washing my hands was the refrigerator. What do I have here? Oh, you don't have food. You need to go shopping because we get fed at work. Okay, where
Mm-hmm.
we do the internship because it's a residential center. The clients get fed, and of course, there's always excess for staff. So we also eat some. Okay, so I don't think about food. Sometimes I even bring some home. Yesterday, I
Mm-hmm.
willed myself not to carry food home because it was a lot of sugar. Okay, the
Mm-hmm.
cookies, the what brownies. Brie bought me a whole box of brownies. And I said to one of the young ladies who wanted, I said, please take it to the kitchen because I'm not taking this home. Okay, I'm gonna eat it. So emotional hunger feels urgent. I want it now. it's also tied to seeing everybody eating something like, oh, how does that good taste? And then you go take it. And then, but when you're really physically hungry, you're looking for something that will actually satisfy you long enough. Okay. All right. Okay. So one other thing I want us to talk about it, body image pressure.
Mm.
That's one of the things the holidays bring. People are
Mhm.
dressing up, going places. Though you have the winter coat on, when you get to your destination, you have to remove it.
Mhm.
And people feel like, oh God, I've gained so much weight. And you think in your head, I'm fat anyway. Everybody thinks I'm fat. So you are shy to eat. And so you won't eat there. But you try to take some home and go and binge at home.
Mhm.
Okay, because you are shy, people will say, look at her, do you still need more fruit? Look at him, do you need more food? It keeps people trapped in a cycle.
Mhm.
Okay, so we need to be careful. It's, life, this is what I say. Queen, am I talking too much?
No, I
This is
love
what
it.
emotional eating is. You're not even thinking about what you're eating.
Mhm.
You're just
Mhm.
putting stuff in your mouth. Oh, this feels good. And you go for, oh, this feels good. And you go for, oh, this feels good. You are not hungry. You know you are not hungry,
Mhm.
but you know you're craving. And that's another way to look at it. Queen, I'll let you
Mhm.
go.
You said something interesting about the. I'm going to go back to the fresh meats, and fresh foods. I think that's part of the problem too. Is like you said, what we choose to eat. The process, the GMOs in processed foods are horrible. Are horrible. I'm going to look up in a second. I wonder what diabetic issues kind of heighten toward the holiday. I'm curious about that. I might look that up in a second. But yeah, the health issues regarding, cardiac, just different things when we're putting all this processed food in our body. That's something so important. I'd like to know where I can get some fresh cut chicken here in Indiana, if you know.
Yes, I think there is. I have a young lady who works for Picom Care Associates, and she goes to the farm to get her animals. The
Okay.
goats is slaughtered right at the place. She gets some chickens if you like duck, if you like turkey, if you like rabbit meat. They go to the farm. There are farms in Indiana where we can go get food. Because these days, you see, and interestingly, we had the chickens at home. We fed them. We knew exactly what we were eating.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If it is beef, we went to the slaughterhouse,
Mm-hmm.
okay, where they kill the cow. We see it. We see it. It wasn't like it's that. We see it. That was Ghana then for you. We
Mm-hmm.
see it. I don't know what it is now. Yeah, because even though I go, I don't necessarily go to the market anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it is now. The thing right now is we don't even know
Yeah.
what we are getting. I cook with a lot of onions. When I
Mm-hmm.
was growing up, when you cut real onion, your eyes, it washes out your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you could bite into a piece of onion, and you will feel the sting.
Mm-hmm.
Now I cut onion. I can cut like 3, 4 pieces of onion to make a stir fry, and nothing happens.
Mm-hmm. Huh.
Nothing. I'm not joking. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't burn. I bite into it. I don't feel anything. So is it a real onion or is it GMO?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's why we need to be mindful of where we are buying our foods,
Mm-hmm.
what we are buying. There are a lot of TikTok videos telling us what kind of thing we should look for. Because even if we were enjoying real food and eating a lot more of it a little bit, we know we can process it.
Mm-hmm.
Like this year on my birthday, my assistant V went to get me some. I wanted some yams, the original yams from Ghana. There are
Mm-hmm.
different brands of yams across the world, but the ones from Ghana, she went to buy me some. I cooked about five tubers of yam. I cooked some. But the thing was robbery. I should have made a video of it. It
Hmm.
didn't feel like yam. It wasn't what yam. I couldn't eat it. I threw it out. So that's
Wow.
another thing with our food. And I think I made a big mistake. Next time I'll make a video of these things because people need to be aware. We need to be aware of what we are being fed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We need to be aware of what we're eating. Is it real meat? What
Mm-hmm.
is it? How it is crazy. So
Yeah.
we need to be mindful, we need to be aware. We don't want to just go through the motions and buy food. There's a grocery store we all love, they're cheaper. I
Mm-hmm.
bought some things from there. I remember chicken and it didn't taste right. I'm telling you, it didn't taste right.
Mm-hmm.
So I threw the whole chicken away. So I stopped going there. I know what I go and buy there. So what I've come to learn is that when I go to the store, I like their crackers. I like this. I like that. If I'm going to buy meat, I know where I'd rather have my
Mm-hmm.
meat from. So you need to be aware. We can't just jump into one place and buy everything, not knowing what the label
Mm-hmm.
is saying is true, whether what the label is saying is true or not.
Yeah. And sometimes cheaper is not always better, because you do get what you pay for sometimes. So when and I know that I think the whole world is trying to get the financial situation together right now individually. But sometimes when we're trying to buy things cost efficiently, it's more costly for our health. You know, I'm scared to see a 99-cent burger anymore at any fast food, and I don't fool with fast food like that, but I'm scared to see that because these burgers are costing $10 a burger. I think for me, because I know that they're doing funny stuff, I think I like to feel like I'm buying quality, and that might not be the case, because but sometimes we just got to bite the bullet. I was going to ask you, have you gone to one of these markets where you saw the price difference with the live or with the fresh meats? You see a price difference or?
Actually, on the grand scale of things,
Mm-hmm.
it's even economical.
Mm-hmm.
No, it may look like a lot because what we have done is I've had her bought one kind of animal. It's a
Mm-hmm.
big one, and I'm alone, and we
Mm-hmm.
split it into four,
Mm-hmm.
and you get more for your back, and you know it's healthier. So you
Okay.
see, it's not even that
Mm-hmm.
expensive. It's not
Okay.
even that expensive if you know where to go. This summer, Bria and I were going to the Fisher's Farmers Market
Mm-hmm.
almost every Saturday night. And one day I saw these people selling sausages, okay? And I said, let me try the sausage. Queen. I regret not. It was expensive because they had bought it, they had treated it homemade, they made it themselves. Queen. I can't compare with any sausage
Mm-hmm.
I've eaten. It was tasty. Why are we even doing it? We're talking about eating. It was tasty. It was tasty. It was fresh.
Mm-hmm.
You knew. I mean, so I have never gone to the grocery store to buy sausage again since then.
Hmm.
No.
Wow.
And unfortunately, I don't remember the name of the brand because
Mm-hmm.
it
I was
took a
going to
while
ask.
before I cooked it. By the
Mm-hmm.
time I did it, the farmer's market was gone. Okay. But the point is, we might have to be mindful. We have to taste our food. That's the thing. We are eating. We are eating the thing. When you're eating out of emotion, you're eating so quickly that you're not even really tasting what it is like. So when
Mm-hmm.
you taste, if you're taking the time to chew, okay, taking the time to chew and let your mouth enjoy it, you will not eat as much. Number one, my niece says to me, Auntie, do you even chew your food? That's how fast I eat. My God, Auntie, you are swallowing. That's how fast I used to eat. I'm trying. So it goes in my mouth quickly and I swallow it. So then you're gouging yourself before you, it takes time to feel full. Okay. If
Mhm.
you eat it so quickly, by the time you feel full, you're overfilled. So
I agree.
we need to be mindful of how slow we are eating, taking time to chew the food and enjoy it. And if we do that, we will also realize there's something wrong with the taste of the food.
Mhm.
We
And
realize
I,
that there's mm,
a lot of people are saying that. A lot of people are saying that food just does not taste the same. It doesn't matter what it is. It just doesn't taste the same anymore. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's how you could tell because if you just keep eating it.
right. If you're gouging yourself. Yesterday,
Mhm.
when my clinical director brought, she baked peanut butter cookies, and I'm not one for those cream. Jeez, Lord. One of the therapists said, "Oh, I just ate a burger. I'm not hungry." And she saw the way we were eating it, so let me try it. And then she
Mhm.
took, and then she took two, and then she took two. And like, Lord, I can't stop. That's you see, that's what this does to us. But if we take our time to really sit down and eat, and that's
Mhm.
one advice: take your time to eat. Don't rush to finish what is on your plate so you can go taste all the others. If you know you want to have a taste of everything, then take a very little bit. Because at the end of the day, you will live with your health for the rest of your life.
Mhm.
I will hate
Absolutely.
to get to a certain place where I've worked so hard. Maybe I can enjoy certain luxuries and be told you can eat this, you can eat that, you can eat
Mhm.
that. No, no, I don't
Mhm.
want to do that. So moderation,
Mhm.
moderation.
And you know
Please,
what? You're right about that. If you are balancing yourself ahead of time, preventing illnesses like diabetes, if you can't have control now, do we really have control when we have that diabetic diagnosis? And that's how people start losing limbs and, you know, gangrene, all these different things because we don't have boundaries and self control with our eating. And it really does cost to your health a lot of times when we're not paying attention to that. And that has nothing to do with weight. It has everything to do with making the right choices, like we've said, with what you put in your body. I've seen people thinner than me that have heart issues because of the food they eat, that have diabetes because of food they eat. So don't ever think that it is an an issue for an obese or heavyweight population. That's not the case. So you got to take care of your body, take care of yourself, and that's just what it is. And you said something about, speaking of bodies, you mentioned body image. You got to love yourself. You got to love. We look how we look, so we just like it and love it. And nobody else has to do that. Um, put the dress on, don't put the dress on. Um, yeah, we have to be okay with who we are and how God made us. And that's just that. I'll tell you, I've been irritated for a long time when people say, well, girl, you look like you need to eat. I can eat you under the table, ma'am. So don't tell me I need to eat. I probably need to stop and figure out what I am eating. I just, just like, this skinny girl, people, I don't like being called skinny. It's kind of
You're
offensive to me.
beautiful.
So that's what I'm saying. You have to love yourself, and it's just what it is. And that self-acceptance. Don't go overboard because you're overweight. Don't go overboard because you're not overweight. Have some boundaries.
It's interesting that how we dress,
Mm-hmm.
okay, you may have a little bit of curves around your belly area, your bad area, your chest area and stuff. And yet you want to wear something so tight,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that literally you're busting out of. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then so when you are in this environment and you're eating, you're not even comfortable because you're not
Mm-hmm.
dressing for your body type and your body style. There's so many ways to look good, no matter
Mm-hmm.
what size you wear. So get the help. Today everybody's asking Chat GPT. Find out
Mm-hmm.
what's a good way to dress. And going to, you have to know how you dress going to parties, going
Mm-hmm.
to work, going to church, okay, and all the other places we go to. Okay, I've seen people go to church dressed so seductively that when they walk into the halls of the church, it's not the people's fault that they're staring.
Mm-hmm.
You are calling for that attention. And now you begin to feel either you think you're the most beautiful thing in the place, or you're beginning to feel, why is everybody looking at me? Okay,
Mm-hmm.
there's something about dressing modestly and elegantly. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
that is beautiful. You don't have to show everything you have. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so let's figure out dressing, the way we dress, the way we carry ourselves make a difference. Okay, it
Mm-hmm.
goes a long way. You have to be comfortable in your skin, and you can be that if you choose your outfits right. You are 40 years old, 50 years old, you're going out with your 20-year-old daughters and you want to dress like them. No, we need to grow up.
Mm-hmm.
We need to grow up the way we dress and the way we carry ourselves. Now, let's get back to eating. Okay. And I kept saying, eat slow. One of the things I often talk about is the halt checking. Okay. Before eating, you ask yourself, am I hungry? Am I angry? Am I anxious? Am I feeling bored? Am I feeling tired? Am I feeling restless? Am I even feeling sleepy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And if it's hunger, you eat. If you are hungry, you eat. And it is recommended that you eat small portions.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So rather than go all day, and so I eat once a day, right? So all Christmas, I stay home all day. I won't eat. Queen G invites me. I won't eat all day. I know there's some good food that Queen Mother Randa has made. Oh no, 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 no. So guess what? I wake up and I don't eat all day. I don't eat, and I get there. Oh, the potato salad. Oh, the ham. Oh, the what? And I fill my plates, and I binge myself to full. That doesn't matter. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter that you eat one meal a day, every day. What does that one meal entail of? It's not. It is recommended you eat little pieces. So what I have learned is that you take your plate, you probably split it into four, and protein, you balance your meal, minimize maybe the carbs a little bit, the sugars. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
minimize it, maybe less of that, a little more protein, some vegetables, and some fruits if you can. Okay, so have a balanced diet. When I was growing up, we if it was rice, we heap our plates with rice and some meat. Okay, but all those portions were not part of the plate. So be mindful of what you're putting in the plate. You can eat and be full and enjoy the food. Be
Mm-hmm.
mindful of what you eat more of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's also very, very important, Queen.
I agree. And another thing is what time we're eating, and this goes for the holidays too. But what time we're eating? Are we eating late at night and then we're getting into bed and we're not working none of that off? We're not stretching things out, and now all that weight, all that food is just sitting there. If we're not sleeping healthy, if we don't have a good sleep pattern, it's not regulating right in your body. So just think about that. Gut health is so important. I love promoting probiotics. That is so important to make sure that gut health is where it needs to be. All right, see,
I don't
yes.
take it. It sits right next to me, so I'll take it. I don't take it. But I'm
I've
gonna
got some
start
too that I
doing
haven't
that.
been taking. But it's
That's
important though. They say that your gut is your second brain. A lot of times when we have elements going on, it starts in the gut. So you have to treat that like, because it's going to give you signals. It's going to tell you, hey, let's stop eating. Hey, I mean, think about when you start getting sick, you start eating. That's something I've never done. I've never eaten so much to where I've gotten sick from eating and nauseous from eating. But people do because you don't turn that off. And you just go with the flow. It's very unhealthy. It's very unhealthy the way, and especially with Americans, it is so unhealthy how we eat and how we treat our bodies when it comes to interacting with food. We're just careless a lot of times and reckless more times than not when we're not mindful about what we're putting in our bodies. So, yeah.
I feel like we need to also learn a little bit about ourselves. This is key.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of metabolism do you have?
Hmm. There you go.
Okay, because some people metabolize quickly,
Mm-hmm.
some of us don't.
Mm-hmm.
So, what kind of metabolic system do you have? How quickly? How slow is it? What are the
Mm-hmm.
foods that will promote metabolism? How often or what food should I eat at certain times? They
Mm-hmm.
say we should use food as medicine.
Yeah.
Okay, we should use food as medicine. So, is your food your medicine, or you're eating the wrong things,
Mm-hmm.
placing the wrong things into your belly? Okay, all these factors matter. How do you metabolize food? I need you to think about it. And I need you to find out, ask your doctor, is it that I have a slow metabolism? What can I do
Mm-hmm.
to make sure? I realize that sometimes you go to bed, Queen, and you may have eaten dinner, you go to bed, but maybe a dinner around 4, but around 10, 11 p.m., you realize you're hungry.
Mm-hmm.
You realize you're hungry, so keep healthy snacks.
Mm-hmm.
Grab an apple and bite into it. Have a piece of apple, or that's a healthy snack.
Mm-hmm.
Find a healthy snack and eat. That's why it's good to eat little. So your main meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Skipping meals doesn't mean you are doing the right thing. I'm sorry to disappoint you. Skipping meals does not mean you're eating the right. You're doing the right thing. Because sometimes we get so hungry, we end up eating too much.
Mm-hmm.
Or we eat too little to confuse the body system. Your
Mm-hmm.
body has a way of communicating to itself. There has, even if you're eating once a day, then be consistent with it. Let your body system understand your eating habits. Like Edith eats every day at 4 o'clock. Okay. So when I eat at 4 o'clock, and I've been consistent with it, my body becomes aware. So no
Mm-hmm.
matter what, it's not storing food. Because when today you're eating so much, tomorrow you're eating so little. The body doesn't know when the next meal is coming. And it will store the food with the intention of keeping it for energy for you. So you confuse your body system. I think there's something we need to find time and talk about. You confuse your body system. Okay. So now I didn't eat all day yesterday for 3 days, or I've not been eating properly all day or yesterday. Today I get up this morning, I cook myself a huge breakfast. My body doesn't know when the next meal is coming.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to take as much and store. And if you don't use that stored energy, it turns into fat and sits on you. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to figure out a system. You see, success in life is, I'm coming to learn, it's about systems and structure. Your
Mm-hmm.
body operates, and its effectiveness is determined by what systems and structure you teach it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you're not eating consistently, I'm not saying eating all the time, I'm saying having a level of consistency. Hey, Queen Josephine, that's my younger
Hello,
sister.
hello, Queen.
Having how do you get it? Not eating consistently, we confuse the body system. So we need to teach the operating system of our body, our metabolism, so
Mm-hmm.
it knows that I don't need to store food. Edith eats every morning at maybe 9 a.m. She eats an apple or an egg or whatever. I know that at 2 o'clock something is coming. So we can use this energy right now. We are not going to store it. And that's huge during the holiday season. When you're doing it, what we do is we binge. There are holidays, you're not going to work. So we binge and we begin to confuse the body. Let's go right back to our regular routine. Okay, Queen,
Mhm.
I think a lot on this.
No,
You are
you
the
do
next.
great. No, no, I love it. I love it. You know what? Another thing that we always talk about on the People in this hour is staying hydrated. That is a big deal thing. I think if we understand that, what again, what we're putting in our bodies, that drinking those fluids, specifically water, okay, is going to flush out a lot of that sodium, a lot of that, a lot of those GMOs, a lot of all that extra that we put in our bodies a lot better. Something you can do is take sips of water in between meals, in between bites, so that you're not, there's a balance with your fluid intake and your meal intake, so that you're not feeling like you're hungry, because a lot of times you'll see people, and it amazes me how people go out and you'll have a whole meal and you've had 4 or 5 refills of a soda. I'm like, I don't even know where that's going. That's a whole lot of soda. But look at that. That's so unhealthy, but you're still eating. A lot of times if you do it right and you're drinking that much, especially if you've had, 2 refills before your food comes out, you're not even hungry when the food comes out. There's no room. There's no room. So keep in mind to add fluids, especially water, to your holiday eating and your festivities. And I know we last week we talked about addictions and habits, but we're just going to be honest. We know that spirits and wine and all that good stuff goes with holidays for a lot of people, holiday celebrations for a lot of people. You make sure you're staying hydrated in between that too, and that's anytime you're consuming alcohol. Make sure you're staying hydrated with that, so you are not mentally unbalanced and inebriated, um, and not having fun for the holidays or any day for that matter. So just keep that in mind. I giggled about it, but I'm being serious about that. It's very serious. We don't think about that. And if you've ever been to a bar, how many people do you see with the beer and water? You don't see it a lot. Just a beer after beer after beer, or shot after shot. Drink some water and stay hydrated so you don't make yourself sick. Please. Queen.
That is awesome because sometimes you feel like you need to eat, but you really are just thirsty.
Mm-hmm.
So if we will be consistent also with our water intake. So
Mm-hmm.
every you get a people you have a water bottle, whatever water bottle it is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in having a water bottle drinking from it all day, to be honest with you. I think it's unhealthy. I would rather refill. I'd rather have enough to go for an hour or two and sip consistently.
Mm-hmm.
Sip consistently. When we talk about, I think about my mother, okay, because this is her month of birth, of course, and she's a lot on my mind. But my mother will not, she doesn't eat with meals. She'll drink water maybe about 15 to 20 minutes before she eats. I
Mm-hmm.
don't even know that she's conscious that that's what she does because she has done it so long. And
Mm-hmm.
she will eat 20 minutes after she drinks water. And then she will eat about 20 minutes after
Mm-hmm.
she eats. And I used to tease. I said, "Ma, you don't drink water when you're eating." She says, "Nope, I don't." I thought that was weird, but I think she was doing the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to drink water. Our water is 70 what? 75 or 80%. Our
Mm-hmm.
body is 80% water.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we need to drink water. It needs water, okay, to metabolize and to ensure that the organs and everything are working effectively and things are moving how they should move. So you're so right about staying hydrated. Ideally, make it water, as
Mm-hmm.
much water as you
Yes.
possibly can. Okay, I hear you can get drowned. What do you call? You can drink too much water. There's
Mm-hmm.
such a thing as drinking too much water. So figure out what is the right amount for your body.
Yeah. And you know what though, with that, I think it's like water intoxication or something like that. Something like that. Don't quote me on that. But you'll know, your body will tell you. because you start to feel kind of intoxicated. You know, you don't feel right when you start drinking all that water. You can tell. I'm gonna look at the symptoms real quick. Let me see.
Yeah.
Because yeah, you can. And I think a lot of us don't drink half enough to even try that, unfortunately. And I'll say if you don't like drinking water, I've always told my patients Crystal Light is a great way to go. Or some kind of water flavoring is a great way to go if you don't prefer to drink water. So here's okay, water intoxication signs: headaches, confusion, nausea, vomiting, forgetfulness, slurred speech, weakness, hallucinations, muscle cramps, impaired brain functioning, seizure, and coma. So you all can
That
read up.
is interesting, though.
Mm-hmm.
I never heard about it before. So now someone is panicking. Now I can drink too much water. I can find out. In this
Mm-hmm.
day and age, go online. This is my body type. How many glasses of water are safe in a day? And drink it. And if it's making you in any way uncomfortable, just bring it down, balance it out, and
Mm-hmm.
figure it out. I recommend drinking more water early hours of the day and drinking less at night. Otherwise, you're going to spend your night in the bathroom peeing all day. Okay, so balance it out from the morning. And when you are exercising, you see that you're drinking more water. Ideally, sip water.
Mm-hmm.
Let's stay hydrated.
Yeah, and you all don't be afraid to drink water. The intoxication, the water intoxication comes from um just an electrolyte imbalance when you're doing that. And a lot of times, I'd like to think that a lot of times it's more with athletes, people that are trying to, that you have to rehydrate, that's a part of your structure. People that, are always working out, you overdo it like that. Um, and then like
So, how do you get electrolytes in your system? So, because there are all these sachets of things that you use, please educate us a little bit.
no. Uh let me see. I'm gonna look it up because I'm gonna tell you nothing wrong. I'm a nurse,
Because
but
I
I don't
think drinking too much water can deplete some of your nutrition because you're washing a lot out. And if you overdo it, you're going to wash out both the good and the bad nutrients.
mm-hmm.
So, there's this thing, what is it called? A lot of the seniors use it. I can't see. It's a sachet you put in the water, and it helps with even Pedialyte. Pedialyte has have these sachets
Mm-hmm.
that you drink with for babies in your water, and it helps. Gatorade, but you have to be mindful of the sugar as well. So Gatorade is good. So
Right. So it says, um, hold on. I'm gonna read this real quick. So it's an electrolyte is the umbrella term for particles that carry a positive or negative electric charge in your body. In nutrition, the term refers to essential minerals in your blood, sweat, and urine. When these minerals dissolve in a fluid, they form electrolytes, positive and negative ions in the metabolic process, which Queen just talked about earlier. So, some electrolytes found in the body include sodium, potassium, chloride, calcium, magnesium, phosphate, and bicarbonate. So you all know when you have too much sodium and potassium, that's cause for heart issues. Magnesium cause for heart issues, and that's where that delirium, that headache, all those symptoms are coming from, because something's being flushed out of your system, and it's unbalanced, like she said. So, I was gonna say, hang on. There is there are strips, and you could test your water as far as like the purities in your water. So that might be something you all want to do too, just making sure you're drinking healthy water. I know, I'll say this, I don't want to forget this, because someone told me some time ago, don't leave water bottles in your car when it's hot.
when it's
Did
hot,
you know that?
yeah, I've heard a lot about that. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Yeah.
okay to have these bottles of water in your in your car during winter, which I do keep. But then it's
Mm-hmm.
all for me, it all gets too cold anyway, so I just keep enough because I feel uncomfortable for some strange reason. When I leave the house, I sit in my car and I don't have water. It bothers me. I have to have water. When I'm
Mm-hmm.
driving serious, I make sure there's water in the car, my car or their
Mm-hmm.
car. But either way, we need to have water. But in the summer, don't leave water in the car, especially in plastic containers.
Yeah.
That's what
Don't leave
I've heard.
it.
Yes, that's what I've heard. I haven't learned a lot about it. I know it's unhealthy. Just like they don't want you to microwave food with a plastic container.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's
And
why, because that heat melts it. And so when you have this in the car and it's melting the plastic and the materials into the water and you're drinking it, that's why. So it makes sense with the microwave too. Yeah, it's melting plastic and you're putting it in your body. So be careful with that. Just a tidbit. Be careful.
well,
Yes.
so well, we've talked a lot about holiday eating, drinking, hydrating. So yeah, you can once you I get to a Queen G's house, which I'm going to this Christmas to eat.
Come on.
As
Come on.
once I get there, I socialize, and the first thing I ask for is water, right? And I drink water and I socialize and give myself time. Water will fill me up. So I eat
Mm-hmm.
a little thing. Let me share a secret with you, ladies. Those of us who wear girdles, okay, who love to, tuck things in, snatch. Okay, you'll be surprised that, listen, it's very interesting. Maybe you haven't. When you're wearing these things, you easily feel full.
Mm-hmm.
So it's also helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's tightening your belly. So you're full. Not
Mm-hmm.
because you're full, but because it's easy to be uncomfortable in them. So
Mm-hmm.
use those things, wear them if you can during
Mm-hmm.
the holidays. First of all, it helps your posture. It
Mm-hmm.
makes you, look good. I saw a joke, a show where this man says the women are deceiving her. You see them in church, they look like a size six. You see them at, I don't know if you've seen it, but you come to their home where they are comfortable. They are a whole size 16. Says they tie their body so in when you take that the body comes up. I laugh so hard. But that is true. It you know what, it will help you with weight loss. Because when you wear it more, you can't eat as much. You easily feel.
Mm-hmm.
You're easily full, and that is also helpful. That's a little tip from,
Mhm. And you
one
know what?
who
Well, you know
wears.
what else with that too? Because I've been wearing I had to take care of my posture, my back, so I've had to put on a back brace this week. And I tell you what, after seeing 5, 6 patients, and I'm driving around with this back brace on, you know what happened when I got it? Because it's cold. My belly was sweating. So you're shedding off that weight by sweating that out. So I was
That
like, okay, maybe I could do this.
that's absolutely right. So you know what? It's not just deceiving, but you are sweating because you have heat
Mm-hmm.
turned on in the car. You are sweating. You're moving around. You're doing this. Your belly is sweating. So and guess you can't eat as much. So that's
Mm-hmm.
a tip for the holiday. You can go,
Mm-hmm.
but you feel so full. You feel so full, you won't gouge yourself down. So that's a good
Mm-hmm.
tip. Okay. And listen, I know the holidays can be tough for some of us who are alone a lot of the time. Okay. The key is this: learn to be with you. Okay. Learn to enjoy your own company. I'm so thankful. I love being with Edith. I am so thankful. I do. Okay. You have to learn to be comfortable with you
Mm-hmm.
before you even get into a relationship. Otherwise, you're gonna suffocate somebody's child. Otherwise, you're gonna suffocate some. Get to love you. If you are not okay with how you look, do something about it. But love you. This is all you. Take it, love it, be grateful for it. Enjoy you.
Mm-hmm.
Make time to listen to music and dance. Do other healthy things that uplift your mood, keep you happy, keep you excited, happy to be around family. Maybe pick a little thing, put it in your mouth without going through all that. We are
Mm-hmm.
getting to a point where we are getting desperate. COVID taught us the real us. We go because it's a way of not looking into ourselves, living with ourselves. We go. So when
Mm-hmm.
COVID came and many of us had to come home and stay home, we don't know how to be with our spouses. A lot of marriages, a lot of relationships, a lot of mental health issues because we don't know how to be with ourselves. We
Mm-hmm.
can sit 10 minutes and pick a book and read for 15 minutes and not feel too distracted.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Learn to be with self. And if
Mm-hmm.
you can't do that, there is a mental health issue. Look for me.
There you
Look
go.
for us. We will figure out. We'll talk about it. We'll talk through it. I am not licensed yet. I am not licensed yet, but I do have supervisors. And with a supervisor, I can do what I need to do. So it is so important. We need
Mm-hmm.
to take care of our mental health. I'm not going to say it. Anyway, enough is enough. I'm tired. I'm talking. I'm too happy.
Well, before you get too tired to talk, why don't you go ahead and take us out?
Friends and family. Food is good, and I love food. I love good food. I don't have any food allergy as far as I know. If it's well done, it's clean. I'm not even going to say it's healthy. If I see the way you cook is clean,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and stuff, and it looks good, I'll taste it. If it tastes good, I'm gonna eat it. Food is not the enemy. It's the fact that we don't have knowledge about food.
Mm-hmm.
We are eating emotionally because we haven't taken care of our mental health situations.
Mm-hmm.
So we are using food to fill void. We are lonely. We have challenges. Let's look at what hunger is. Am I really hungry,
Mm-hmm.
physically hungry, or am I emotionally hungry? Am I eating to fill a void, or am I eating to satisfy a real hunger? How often am I eating? What am I eating in between meals? Am I eating one meal a day thinking that is healthy, rather eating all the wrong things and confusing my body system? The key is knowledge. The key is knowledge. Find out about you. Know your metabolic style or type. Okay. And it takes 10 minutes to find these things out. Hydrate, drink water. Like Queen has said, drink water often. Make sure you're hydrated because dehydration has it does all kinds of things to our bodies. And let's take care of ourselves. Let's enjoy the holidays. Let's enjoy family. Let's enjoy the gift of food and creativity. And let's have fun without having to live with unhealthy consequences. Choose your food wisely, eat wisely during these holidays, and let's stay alive. All right. Thank you so much for joining us this Sunday, this Saturday morning. Next week, God willing, we are bringing you with grief. Grief, the effects of grief that we have not dealt with. We have a special guest with us. So we'll talk about it next week. Until then, enjoy an amazing week. Next
Yeah.
week, Friday, CEM Indiana is having a half night service at
Okay.
Bloomington. Benji, I'm picking you up. Okay, thank you so much.
Noted. Noted. We wish you all peace, love, and blessings. Until next time, you all make sure you go on Queen Edith's page and figure out where that service is going to be Friday. She'll come pick you up too.
Yeah,
Until next
we'll,
time.
we'll rent a van. We are going from Indianapolis to Bloomington.
There
We're
you
going to
go.
pray and end the year well. Prayer matters. We
There
love
you
you. Mwah.
Peace, love, and blessings.